already knew what RFK Jr. was about. I called him out forever. Like, no, I don't know why anyone would ever take RFK Jr. seriously after his unhinged performance on Jimmy Dore and then refusing to debate Max Blumenthal. Like, this position on Israel is disqualifying. I'm glad that we're in a moment where most people are realizing it, because if you're weak if you're completely subservient to Israel, that means you're going to be horrible on Syria. That means you're going to be horrible on Iran. That means you're going to be horrible on the Congo as a genocide that Israel is funding as well. You're going to be horrible on the Sudan. You're going to be horrible on so many issues. So people are like, oh man, come on, man, just one issue. No, Israel will define your Middle Eastern policy as a president. So you must get it correct. So let's play. This is RFK Jr. denying the genocide once again. And he was on Russell Brand's show. And Russell Brand tried his best to take it easy on him, asking him about the genocide. He gives this unhinged answer, and then he proceeds to get completely destroyed by Russell Brand's audience. And Russell Brand hasn't necessarily been covering Gaza that extensively. He barely touches it. But his answer was so bad, even Russell Brand's audience saw through him. He was trending. People were like, oh, God. Damn it, I want to support RFK. We really wanted to do this white boy revolution. We really wanted to do it. But even all the people who was weak on this issue, even they are realizing that this guy is a fucking tool of Rabbi Butt Plug.
You know, I don't believe that there's a genocide going on, and I don't think Israel's intention is genocide. I don't believe there's any evidence of genocide. There is genocide going on in the Mideast, but it's a genocide of Jews, and it's a genocide of Christians, and nobody's complaining about it for some reason. And there are much worse wars than what's happening in Gaza right now, but for some reason, people don't want to complain unless it's Jews who can be blamed.
So I said I wasn't gonna stop it, but this guy is such a psychopathic liar. You got, as I said in my speech in KU, more civilians died. No, I think more children died in Gaza in like the first 5 months. God knows what it is now. More children died in 5 months of Gaza than all wars in the last 4 years combined. Meanwhile, he's like, why do people care about Israel? Well, come on, you guys are picking on the Jews. You guys see the lying psychopath he is? And this is why you can't do this shit like, oh yeah, I like RFK, but Israel. No, RFK completely discredits everything else. Like if you like RFK Jr. because his position on the vaccines, because his position on health and fitness or whatever, you must condemn him. You must outright condemn him, because what he's doing, he made me question everything he ever said about the vaccines. I'm like, this motherfucker might have been lying about that too. I'm not a fucking expert at vaccines. Now I'm thinking everything he said back then was a lie. So you guys understand, you can't be, if you agree with him on other issues, you can't be like, oh, well, I like him. No, you must utterly condemn him because it delegitimizes everything else he talks about. I completely and utterly condemn RFK, and we have from the beginning, because I agree with him on Ukraine. I agree with him. So I'm like, all right, I agree with him on Ukraine, but this dude a fucking kook. It's probably not the same reason I agree with them. Like we can't associate with people who lie like this. But anyway, let's continue.
And nobody's complaining about it for some reason. And there are much worse wars than what's happening in Gaza right now. But for some reason, people don't want to complain unless it's Jews who can be blamed. The idea of saying that there's a genocide going on in Israel because people die in war, and that in every war that's going on in the world today, there are civilians dying, and the average death rate, civilian to combatant death rate, according to the United Nations and to the Institute for the Study of Urban Warfare at West Point, is about 9-1. But in Gaza, it's about 1-1. So they've achieved they protect it in the most.
When you see them just make up shit like this, like I'm generally very skeptical of everything that comes from Big Pharma, but I'm skeptical of everything that came from him now. He could have been easily just making all those numbers up as far as we know. Like, that's how much I distrust this motherfucker, because these obvious lies, like, you can't ruin their credibility. Like I said, how many times have I ever lied to you guys? Like, I may get things wrong, I may mispronounce stuff. If I get something wrong, it's because I got it wrong. I don't fucking lie ever. Like, I know how much that will ruin my credibility in this space. I know how much of a handicap I am already in. I don't have money. I don't have resources. I don't have backing of establishments or institution. My word is my bond. Me telling the truth is the only thing that makes you guys listen to me. Because if I was lying to you guys wouldn't take me seriously. You know what I mean? That's why I can't lie to you guys. If I misspeak, I misspoke. If I misread something, I misread it, but I'm never lying. But you guys see how RFK and these people, they outright lie? Like, and I know it sounds basic. I know this is a basic analysis, but it still shocks me that people do this in politics. You know what I mean? It's so weird. Anyway, sorry, let me continue this video. I'm just talking shit now.
About 1-to-1. So they've achieved they protected in the most challenging conditions. The Israeli government the IDF has protected civilians better than any army in history. John Spencer said it has done more to protect civilians under more difficult circumstances than any army in history.
Bro, what? That is so beneath me. Like, RFK is so dumb. He's reached a point where he's like beneath me. I feel like him saying that is beneath me even responding. As I said before, more children dead in this conflict than all wars combined. Like, Israel, they argue against the concept that they should care about civilians. They would say stuff like, why should we feed these people because we have war? I don't know, it's because of the fucking law. They are arguing against the concept of international law. They argue against the concept, against the fact that collective punishment is a war crime. You see the Israeli settlers that block aid come into Gaza. They argue against the concept that is banned using starvation as a tool of war. They generally don't understand it. And we're seeing the West, as I said many times before, rebel against the concept of international law.